Welcome everyone to Fall MAXI 2021. My name is Amy Steinbicker and I'm the Executive Administrator for the DMAW. I am joined by our event coordinators, Courtney Lewis, President of the DMAW Board of Directors, and Leanne Doyle and Lauren Warner, who also serve on the board. We are now ready for presentation 4, which is our team from Salisbury University. Before the team gets started, I would like to introduce our judges. We have 3 judges with us today, Marianne Chan and Lily Radke of Fuse Fundraising and Angela Strubing of Capital One. Judges, we will let Salisbury University get started.
Is time being kept?
Yes, we are starting the time and you are free to begin.
All right. Hello, we're here representing Salisbury University. Thank you for having us. We're here to present our Donate to Educate campaign for Toys for Tots. Next slide, please. I'm Jordan Sessoms.
I'm Courtney Martin.
I'm Sean Enlich.
And I'm Madison Grover.
Next slide, please. We've all seen the donation boxes outside. Near Christmas time, maybe dropped a toy we grow too old for. We know what they do. They work with U.S. Marine Corps to collect and distribute Christmas toys to kids in less fortunate families. What you might not know is Toys for Tots is turning 75 years old in 2022. And throughout the years, they've helped over 270 million kids and have given out over 600 million toys. Over these decades, they've built an easily recognizable brand that heavily coincides with the holiday season. Next slide, please. Toys for Tots, wanting to change and do more, they presented us with the opportunity to create a marketing campaign with 3 main goals. The first challenge was to make a campaign to raise money for a new program in which they give out educational resources to kids whose education was impacted by COVID. Our second challenge was to increase their donations throughout the year apart from the holiday season. Our last challenge was to make an expense plan with our expected return on investment. To start the process of creating the campaign, we first looked to better understand the current state of the organization. Next slide, please.
Here we have our SWOT analysis to show the research that we have conducted on the Toys for Tots organization in order to determine our best course of action. When analyzing the Toys for Tots organization, we recognize that one of their strengths is the high brand recognition that they have built and obtained over the years. Because our weakness is that Toys for Tots is only thought of during the holiday season, we can turn this into an opportunity because Toys for Tots has the potential to really focus in on closing the educational gap that children have endured the past 2 years due to COVID-19 throughout Toys for Tots' less active months. In order to do this, we will utilize the off-season, meaning months outside of the holiday season, to continue to build brand awareness by undergoing a series of mini campaigns in order to increase donations for our overarching Donate to Educate campaign year-round. With our monthly campaigns, we will reach over 1.1 million donors. With the additional help to our campaigns from Boys and Girl Scouts, we can potentially reach to an additional 2.4 million households to be included in our total donors reached. Overall, from our campaigns, we have the potential of raising over $4.8 million. With the $4.8 million, we plan to change the lives of over 300,000 children by providing them with the educational resources to close the educational gap that COVID-19 created, where children weren't learning because of the transition and challenges from in-person learning to virtual learning. We want not only previous donors, but everyone to know that Toys for Tots wants to and plans to be an organization thought of throughout the year, not just the holidays.
We'll be starting our Donate to Educate campaign in January with our thank yous to previous donors who donated during the Christmas season. In March, we will be spreading knowledge of the devastating effect COVID-19 has had on our children and their education, as it will be the 2nd year since the start of the pandemic. Here, we will begin to spread more awareness and reach new people with our campaign. Through April and May, we will be sending information to the council members of the Boys and Girl Scouts of America to inform them of our new door-to-door campaign, which will be explained more later on. In June will be the major start to this door-to-door campaign in hopes that having these children go door-to-door will spread knowledge of our new campaign and get donations by pulling at our neighbors' heartstrings. July will include our biggest event of the year, celebrating Christmas in July. We'll be partnering with popular beaches and amusement parks to reach our designated audiences and obtain a plethora of donations. August will consist of placing donation boxes in retailers and asking for specific educational resources or a monetary donation during checkout. This mini campaign will be more geared towards parents and families already purchasing school supplies for their own kids. In September, we will be reaching out to schools to have a donation competition to see which class can donate the most to Toys for Tots, and the winner will receive a pizza party. Next slide, please. We'll be kicking off our campaign in January with our thank yous for donating during the Christmas season. As stated before, these thank yous will be directed towards previous donors. We will be sending these thank yous through email and direct mail, depending on how they originally donated during Christmas. As well as a thank you, we will be including our New Year's resolution of getting even more donations with our new campaign. We want to make this year even better than the last. Donate to Educate will be projected to our previous donors to get them intrigued in our new opportunities to donate throughout the year and not only during Christmas time. At the bottom of every email, there will be a donate button as an option for them to continue their donations for our new campaign, as well as a prepaid postage for donors who receive the direct mail thank yous. We want our donors to know that we will be spreading joy all year round. Giving is not just a season, and we want to change donors' behavior from thinking that they can only donate during Christmas to knowing that there is always a time throughout the year for them to be donating. Next slide, please.
COVID-19 has impacted so many people throughout the last 2 years, but most importantly, our nation's children. In fact, 55.1 million children lost access to quality education at schools due to COVID-19. Toys for Tots wants to step in and support children past the Christmas season. This March will be 2 years since the COVID-19 lockdown. We would like to tie this date into our Donate to Educate campaign, which will provide resources to children who lost access to education during the lockdown period. We want to give the children who were the most impacted the educational resources, including toys and tools, to get back on track. We plan to bring awareness to our new year-round campaign by communicating with potential donors through social media because it is widely popular, which allows us to reach a bigger audience and it is a cheaper medium, as well as through an email, paid search, and direct mail piece. We will segment our target audience by demographics, specifically age, and then decide who receives what type of deliverable.
Students weren't the only people negatively impacted by COVID-19. The Scouts were also impacted. Scouts saw a drop in members due to the pandemic and had less opportunities to fundraise and impact their communities. We hoped by doing our door-to-door campaign, we can help the Scouts influence their communities again while filling required service hours and collecting 10% of the campaign's revenue. Who could say no when a Scout knocks on your door asking for donations to help their fellow students? We are hopeful this personal door-to-door campaign can net Toys for Tots millions in donations. And if the idea of helping the community is not enough, we have included an infographic to help incentivize donations. For example, if a Scout is able to raise $500 in donations, they will be given an Alexa Dot. Or if a Scout is able to raise $1,000, they will be given AirPods. Next slide, please.
It's Christmas in July. It's time to celebrate the season we all know and love, and the season Toys for Tots is already well known for. We plan on capitalizing on what we are best known for by meeting the consumers where they're at. We will primarily be promoting this campaign at popular beaches and across the country, looking for families on their summer vacations. We believe this will be an amazing opportunity for our organization, as July is the month with the second largest number of donations collected for nonprofit organizations. We'll be partnering with amusement parks across the country to offer discounted tickets to anyone who makes a monetary donation during the month of July. Some of these parks will include Six Flags, Busch Gardens, and Jolly Rogers. On July 25th, a donation to one of these parks will receive a 20% off discount on their ticket. The minimum amount to receive this discount will be $25. Our partners will be hosting this grand event, included with decorations, fun rides, and a visit from Santa. Next slide, please. You are currently looking at the flyers that we will have posted in all the hotels located in these popular areas. We will also be using banner ads, paid search, social media posts, and even have a plane ad flying 5 times a day on the beach to get our event known. Next slide, please.
Following the vacation season comes a season that's not so loved, the back to school season. Kids hate it, and so do parents. So let's add some joy to it. While they may not look forward to it, it is a perfect time to get people to donate for education. So we plan on working with retailers of school supplies, targeting parents of school children. This branch of our campaign will ask for monetary donations at checkout, but also will have a shopping list of items hanging in the back to school aisles. Some parents may not want to give money, so instead they may buy an item off the list while shopping for their kids and then put it in a drop box. Next slide, please. Once the kids are back in school, we'll have one last fundraiser before the holiday season. We partner with schools, preferably wealthier ones, and organize donation drives with an incentive. This will target parents of school children once again, but include family members and close friends. At my high school, we did a donation drives where the homeroom class that raised the most got a pizza party. Incentives similar to that are what we planned. Kids are the best people to draw on donations for kids. Also, kids get a fun day at school, and all it costs is a few pizzas. Next slide, please.
Here we have outlined our campaign without the Scouts door-to-door fundraising. We believe our Donate to Educate campaign maximizes the total number of people reached. Our campaign is projected to reach 1,109,000 people with a campaign revenue of $143,741, a campaign cost of $100,315, and a campaign profit of $43,426. The pie chart represents how many donors will be impacted by each of our mediums. For example, social media, email, paid search, banner ads, direct mail, and flyers. Next slide, please. Here is a breakdown of our campaign by sub-campaign. In this table, we have one negative net profit for our Donate to Educate campaign. This campaign is crucial to spread awareness of the impacts COVID-19 has had on our students nationwide. The Donate to Educate awareness campaign will underperform due to higher acquisition costs necessary to reach new donors. While this sub-campaign will net us a negative profit, the cost will be recouped in the overall campaign revenue. Next slide, please. We chose to not include the Scout campaign in any previous return on investment calculation, as Scout participation is not guaranteed. But we hope by introducing a new door-to-door fundraising approach to Toys for Tots, we can utilize the more than 1 million Scouts, which we believe has the potential to reach 2.4 million households if every Scout is able to reach at least 2 families. Next slide, please. Below is a table provided by the CDP canvassing program for door-to-door fundraising. Based on the data, we believe that our campaign will have a response rate of 10% and based on the data, we also believe we could net a $69 average gift, but to be more realistic, we chose to go with an average gift of $25. We believe that our Scout campaign will be able to have a revenue of $6 million with a total cost of $1.2 million. That $1.2 million will be made up of 10% of the campaign revenue going towards the Scout Foundation to cover fees, and an additional 10% allocated to pay for the incentives in the infographic slide. After the cost of the campaign are deducted, we believe that our total profit for the Scout campaign will be $4.8 million. Next slide, please.
Just to wrap up, Donate to Educate consists of a January thank you letter targeting our past donors and showing our appreciation, our accomplishments, and our new goals. In March, we'll have advertisements publicly revealing our campaign to new and past audiences. We coordinate with Scouts in April to June to organize and execute door-to-door fundraising while students are still in school. A wonderful Christmas and July event, partnering with theme parks, leveraging an organizational strength. For the event, we'll heavily advertise around popular beaches near the parks to target families on vacation and give families a fun way to donate. We partner with school supply retailers in August to target parents of school children, allowing 2 donation methods and adding some joy to the dreaded back-to-school season. Then we finish with one last push in September, organizing competitive donation drives with pizza party prize, giving kids a fun day in return. Next slide, please. We know part of our campaign relies on the kindness and the cuteness of the Scouts, so if they find themselves preoccupied, we've made projections with and without their help. Without the help from the Scouts, we are projected to reach 1,109,000 people. We will garner over $143,000 in donations, with a return on investment of 43.29%. If the Scouts do decide to cooperate, we can reach 3.5 million people, possibly net over 4.8 million in donations, which would imply an ROI of 272.48%. Next slide, please. Again, with this campaign, we're looking to do more than just get donations throughout the year. We actually want people to change the way they look at Toys for Tots as a whole. We want them to know that we should be in their minds all year and know that any and every day is a great day to give the Toys for Tots if they truly want to make a difference. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, ask away.
We'll have Mary Ann get us started. Mary Ann.
Thanks, everyone. That was really, really great. Good job. I was curious and really interested about the Christmas in July beach campaign. Can you talk a little bit more about that in terms of your thought process? And are you thinking that families on vacations at beaches are particularly more charitable and more primed to give?
Well, our thought process behind it was, well, obviously families, they have school children, so they being affected, they really feel for their kids' education and could feel for other kids not getting the same education as theirs. Also, families on vacation obviously have some disposable income to give away, and working with theme parks allows them a fun way to give and gives them more fun to do on vacation.
Okay, thank you.
I had a question. Great job. Also, you guys did awesome. Kind of going off of Mary Ann's question, but I was kind of thinking more about like geographically, like where were you thinking, like with pizza parties in schools, was it across the entire nation, every school, only elementary, or what was kind of your thought process behind that?
That's the good thing about our campaign. It doesn't have to be anywhere. We can do it in one state, we can do it in a city, or we can do it across the whole US. So that just depends on the budget allowed. And then for the pizza parties, the pizza party thing was in my high school, and I know elementary school kids love pizza too. Maybe we do candy instead, but I don't know how their parents would like that. And then for the, what was the first part of the question?
I was just thinking like across, like geographically, what was your thought process in the campaign as a whole with kind of the end of the year, or the start of the year, excuse me, the pizza parties, the vacation goers, if it was focused on one specific part of the nation or if it was across everywhere. But you answered the question, so.
Yeah, being in Maryland, we obviously like can use Ocean City as an example,
Yeah.
but it could be applied to anywhere.
Okay, thank you.
Again, thank you for your presentation. The Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts are also a nonprofit organization. So I guess I'm curious why they would go fundraise for Toys for Tots rather than their own organization.
We believe that due to COVID, they have not had the fundraising experience that they've needed to supply their kids with impacting the community. And we believe that this would be a good chance for them to be able to go do it again and help other students who have been impacted by COVID along the lines that the Scouts have as well. And we believe that it would just give the Scouts a good experience with helping others as well. And also it would help them with their fees because we would allocate some of the money towards the Scouts.
Also, to piggyback off of Sean's answer, I want to include that another effect of COVID-19 for Boys and Girl Scouts was their loss of community service hours. And so with this, according to our research, they have worked with charities before. And so we were thinking if we kill two birds with one stone, where we essentially team up with them to fundraise for our nonprofit organization while also providing them the recouping of their community service hours that they didn't get before, would be a win-win for both.
You did a lot of projections in terms of the Scouts participation or without. I'm curious as far as like the retail, like Walmart and Target participation, was anything factored in as far as costs for that, or does Toys for Tots already have a relationship with them that they could leverage? Interested in hearing a little bit more about that.
I would assume they do have some relationship, as we see like donation boxes around Christmas time outside, but the cost wouldn't be too high. We just have to hang like lists in the aisles and obviously know what each retailer sells so that they have it available. And then as for the cost, it would just be distribution and collection mainly.
Thank you.
Another question around COVID being a focus. How long do you think that will be a relevant fundraising messaging.
I'm gonna
Well-
say sorry. I'm just
No, you
gonna
go.
say knowing that we have already been in this pandemic for almost 2 years, even though we are still getting better and better every day, people are still affected by it no matter what. People are still gonna be sick. People are still gonna need new incomes, help with supplies. So I feel like it could be a lasting source of these donations.
Absolutely.
And just because COVID may not last years and years in the future, the impacts will still be felt for a long time.
Do we have any other questions?
Time for another question, or we can go ahead and wrap up. Judges, do any of you have another question?
What did you find most challenging about working through this?
Well, it's really hard to change basically the entire identity of an organization. You know, they're known for being Christmas time, collecting toys for kids and giving it during the Christmas time. And then they're like, okay, let's ignore all that and focus on the rest. So, and for education, of course.
Yeah, I think
At least for me, that's what it was.
Yeah, I think there's also just like us, we have so many things that we could do. I feel like there are so many possibilities. It's hard picking which one will make the most effect during the year without Christmas.
I also felt like it was difficult to have like a campaign flow. You want the campaign to flow well, and you want it to make sense in the aspect of all the sub campaigns, kind of one leading to the next and giving like a wellness to the following campaign. And I feel like that was a challenge as well.
I feel like those are good challenges to have. Sounds like you guys had a lot of ideas and a lot of things to think through, so that's great.
Well, thank you, Salisbury. It's time for us to wrap up. I'd like to thank Salisbury University for serving as presentation number 4 today. I would also like to thank our judges one more time for being here with us this morning, Marianne, Lily, and Angela. Thank you on behalf of the DMAW EF Board of Directors for serving as our judges today. This concludes our competition. Salisbury University, you are free to go. Remember that we'll be sharing the results of the competition in the next few days, and judges, please remain on for a few moments. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.